All right. Howdy, hey, hello. Hopefully everything worked right and you guys heard our intro. Like, it's real. I'm actually a real doll. Now, I did add it to my last episode, but this is like the first one I actually get acknowledged because I didn't have it back then. Casey, shout out to my girl. She made that for me and I love it. I think I'm, as Britt said, I'm on the professional level now because I have an intro. All right. He's back. The one and only.
Hello.
You guys have, and this is hilarious. I have not put out this podcast yet, as of yet. Like socially, because I'm not on social media.
Yes.
So it's basically just friends, close family, but now it's getting a little word of mouth. I've had some people say, oh yeah, like your mom. Oh, I gave it to my coworker and she's going to send it to her daughter in Florida. And I have the little stats thing. Like we have someone in Minneapolis, shout out, who's listening. I'm like, we don't know anyone in Minneapolis.
That's all it takes.
So thank you. It's happening. But of all the episodes, currently my top two, and they're tied, are my episode with Britton, our meet cute, and Amelia's, which I couldn't ask for two better people to have them tied at that. So we're bringing him back. Britt, I'm very excited. We talked about doing this episode, and I'm really excited because I think it's going to make you talk a lot more, even more than last episode.
I hope so.
Yeah.
If we get more than 1,000 words, then that will be a success.
Yes. And you actually are set up this time. When I did my episode, he didn't have earphones. He couldn't hear himself.
So this is much better.
It's official.
I actually feel like I can speak into the microphone and hear myself.
Yes.
And actually know that I'm talking louder because, naturally I don't speak up as often, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
So
you're talking to Chatty Cathy over here. No. All right. So before we start, let's do our munchie, sweetie. You brought this. You've been wanting me to try this. So why don't you explain it while I open it?
It's a fairly new company.
Is it?
Yes. It's probably
they're new?
4 or 5 years old.
Oh, okay.
So
I was like, what?
fairly new, I mean, it's newer.
Wow.
But it's Fairlife. They have a bunch of protein shakes. They make ice cream.
They do. Chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
That's your fave.
And honestly, that is probably some of the best chocolate milk I've ever had.
Better.
It's almost better than True Moo, which is saying something.
Oh my goodness.
But it has less sugar. It has 50% less sugar and has way more protein. It has like almost 25 grams of protein in the chocolate milk.
That's
itself. Big. So this one's the core power. It's just the 26 gram protein. This is a strawberry banana flavor.
It's all. So wait, it's actually like white.
Yeah, it's good.
It's like milk.
It's like milk.
I don't want. I'm nervous.
It's good.
I'm nervous. Good. Okay. I'm weird with trying drinks. I can try food, but drinks always hesitate me.
If you don't like it, that's fine. I like it.
Oh. Wait, that's actually pretty good.
So it is pretty good.
26 grams of complete protein.
So I'm always a chocolate guy. Like first, I always go chocolate. But if I was going to have the next one, that's probably better than the vanilla.
All right. I could get behind that.
So it's good. I can bring some home. Good.
Thank you.
I like them a lot.
Yes. Okay. Go get yourself a Core Power strawberry banana.
Also, side fact, if you are choosing between 26 and 42 grams of protein, the 26 is a lot more tastier.
Well, I feel that
42 grams
with the chocolate.
Probably, yeah. It's weird because it has pretty much the same macros, just has more protein, but I don't know why the taste
is different. Tastes terrible.
Yeah, it's not as good. So
sorry.
Go for that.
Fairlife, we do love you. Please sponsor us. It tastes very healthy, I should say. Oh, sweetie, we also got to talk about, this isn't a munchie. Is it behind me? Dang it. Where's the BuiltBar?
Oh,
it's right here.
It was on the thing, yes.
We can talk about this. We can't, because we're not going to post this until a couple days later.
Yes.
But Britton's got a cool little deal. Okay, well, BYU Football has a cool deal, but that incorporates Britton.
So shout out BuiltBar.
Thank you, BuiltBar.
Supplying us with money for food and also with protein bars.
So thank you. Yes, that is a big one. BuiltBar is coming out with this new Built Puff, and it's an actual, you can totally hear yourself drinking.
That's crazy. I have like a
We've got a
Diet
setup
Sunkist.
right now.
Okay, if we want to do another munchie, I've got Diet Sunkist. Shout out to the Sunkist company.
In a blender bottle.
But it's fantastic.
It's back to the Built Bar. New Built Puff coming out tomorrow. No one knows about it. It is Cougartail flavor.
Yes.
Now, if you haven't been to a BYU game, first thing you got to do, go get some tickets. Go to a BYU football game.
Yes.
Second thing you got to do, get yourself a Cougartail. And then third thing you got to do is, well, shoot, I want to relive this experience. I've got to relive the taste of Cougartail. Boom, Built Puff, done.
That's nice.
And it's the cutest little wrapping. This is my favorite logo. I love the Cougar. Yep. Love it. Okay, we won't open it, but
pretty similar to one. So,
like, here's for true. You've got to try the original Cougartail.
Yes.
And then,
and that's the thing, is nothing will compare to a normal Cougartail.
No.
It's full of sugar and all that, which is fine.
Right.
But if you want a healthy alternative, then that's
if I'm going to the gym and I'm craving a Cougartail, I will eat that.
That's the way
I'm
to go.
seriously drinking this drink
That's good.
again.
Drink the whole thing.
All right, sorry.
You can always get more.
Thank you for today's munchies. All right, right into the episode.
Yes.
Sweetheart, I am so excited.
Thank you.
I know we did say, okay, one of our original episodes was like, we wanted to do our like love story. But as soon as we did that, I said, Britt, we have to do an episode about you long snapping.
Yes.
It is not something that a lot of people know about, nor do I think, have I seen a lot of long snappers interviewed. So I think I have the first exclusive.
Yeah, you probably do. Yeah.
Long snapper.
If not, it's been an NFL guy, but that's about it. So,
ESPN, if you are looking for an analyst, I will be your girl. Or not. Yeah. Yeah.
you could do it.
I want to be your anchor girl.
You could be a sideline reporter.
Oh, I easily could do. I would love that. That would be so much fun. Okay, but let me explain exactly why I feel I'm qualified to do this interview. I'm going to fully go. I mean, obviously you're my husband, but I think I am more qualified because right before we came to do this episode, we were putting the boys to sleep. I was finishing up some laundry. We had about 30, 40 minutes until we had planned to come do the episode. All of a sudden you're like, I'm just going to turn on the show while I'm trying to put Bo to sleep. And you're like, yeah, it's this new documentary. And I was like, okay, I from the minute I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a sports documentary. Yeah. And we just watched Last Man in the Arena. Mm-hmm. No,
Man
wait.
in the Arena.
Thank you. And then I put them both together.
Yeah, you're good.
Basically.
Same thing.
Last Dance and The Man in the Arena.
Yep.
Michael Jordan, Tom Brady. Loved them. Like, I was so sad when we finished both of them because I'm like, what are we going to do? So when you pulled this up, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, another sports documentary. If anyone hasn't seen this, it's called Untold. And it's about Manti Te'o. Hopefully I said that right.
Yes.
And this is why I know I'm qualified. We only watched the first episode. And if you don't know what it is, go watch it. Because I didn't. So I'm like, they're explaining everything that happened, how Manti got catfished. Yep. And as a female myself, of course I would be drawn to the drama. For sure. And what did I say to you after that episode? I was like, and don't get me wrong, yeah, like I was getting wrapped up in the drama, but I was like, man, 2012 is when I was graduating high school. And I was completely oblivious to this amazing season that Notre Dame was having, and I didn't even know about it. And I was like, I think I'm a little qualified now that I am definitely more into sports now than for sure was in high school.
10 years, you can improve a lot.
So that's why I'm very qualified to do this episode.
It's telling her, I think my family's the one that pretty much forced you to like sports and pretty much forced you into oblivion.
Yep, but I love it.
So it's good. Makes me happy.
All right. Also, another quick story. Not only do I feel I'm qualified to talk, let's say, about sports, but why I'm qualified to talk to you about long snapping. Yes. We had a situation the other day where because we're property managers, we were moving some people in. We've talked with them. I've seen them a couple times, and they were made aware, like, oh, Britt's not here because he's at practice. Yes. So the guy just, gosh, I should have pulled it up, but I didn't. He comes up to me and he's like, wait. Yeah, tell me what position Britt is again. I was like, oh yeah, he's a long snapper. And he's just like, oh, right. I knew it had to be not that big of a deal or a position. And in that moment, it wasn't even just like, that's my husband you're talking about. It like, I had to physically bite my tongue. And it was that, what did I say? It was the purge siren in the background that it was taking everything within me to be like, not a big deal. Not a big position. Okay. I can totally go and laugh with everyone about a long snapper. I get it. The jokes. I am fully can laugh along, make them too. When we were at Meet the Players the other night, I was talking to Clark and Campbell, Barrington's wives. And I was like, oh, where's your husbands? And they were over signing at the table and you weren't, which is fine. And I even made the joke like, weird. They don't want the long snapper signing. Totally fine. Like, I can totally get that. But in that scenario where he straight up just was like, oh yeah, it's not that big of a deal, I was about to throw something.
I think too, because it was almost like he was just telling the truth. He wasn't joking. He wasn't.
Yeah. Like he fully did not understand what a long snapper is or the intensity that is. And again, somebody might be laughing, but I'm like, no, just you wait. Because if it was just another position, they would still have other people, other positions doing it.
Yes.
It would not be a single specialized position.
Exactly.
All right. We'll get to it now. I'm not going to get heated yet. All right, Britt. Okay, let's talk about you.
Yes.
Let's first begin from the beginning.
Okay.
When did sports start to become a part of your life?
I think pretty much from the day I was born. My parents, both growing up, played sports. My mom played softball. And I'm not trying to make my mom feel bad, but when she was younger, she broke her arm. So growing up playing softball was a little harder for her because the doctors set her arm wrong. So her, I guess her ulnar bone, so pretty much your forearm, was set sideways instead of to the front. So every time she would have to throw a softball, it was a little different looking, I guess you would say, or she would have to take off her glove and throw it with her other hand. So, but she loved her dad loved sports, so she grew up loving sports. And then my dad played baseball, football, basketball growing up back in Memphis, so he played with some pretty good athletes, you could say. But he's always had a kind of a love for sports, and they liked BYU growing up, especially just growing up in the church. They always would go to the Stake Center, where they were, and watch BYU games because that's the only place they had.
That was, anywhere out of Utah. That's what my mom said too when she was in California.
Just go watch.
That was basically
BYU,
a part of
that's
church.
That's what you did. Yeah, go watch BYU on Saturday, go to church on Sunday. So it's the biggest thing. So growing up, they love sports, and I think when we were born, that was kind of the tradition they wanted to continue in our family. So I know it's cliche to say, but it's faith, family, and football in ours too. We love going to church. We love our family, but a big thing we do as a family is sports. I mean, it's not just football, but it's all sports, especially BYU sports. We've grew up going to football games. We had season tickets, basketball games. We try to go to as much as possible, and even other sports. We've gone to volleyball, soccer, things like that.
You guys have to realize, like, their family photos. If you go to Britt's parents' house, you will see throughout the years, many family photos are included or just BYU t-shirts. They're all matching. It was a thing. I think what's really funny, your sister Meredith, she ended up was working for BYU athletics.
Kind of marketing.
Thank you. Sorry.
Nope, you're good.
And at her wedding, they put up all photos, from her and Taylor growing up through the years. And was it her 8th grade photo? It was a junior high photo. She is decked out.
BYU gear.
BYU headband, BYU everything.
Even her senior pictures, she still has BYU stuff on. So
it's a thing still for your family. But like when we say they bleed blue, the Hogans
that's crazy.
Bleed blue.
And to all the point, we don't wear red anytime during football season.
Yep.
And the only time that is allowed is on Christmas. But it can't be on a game day for the team up north. So you have to watch what you wear in certain situations.
Even I know that. Like, I think I own one red shirt, and I pull it out for the 4th of July.
Exactly. So that's the only acceptable time is 4th of July.
I don't even wear red on Christmas. I still am like green,
yellow.
Green. Your mom has a blue and white Christmas tree.
Exactly. Like that's how we did it. It was BYU stuff all over. So that's what we did as a family, and I just grew up playing sports. I had a ball in my hand since I could remember, honestly. I'd always had a little tight basketball hoop I'd play on with a little basketball. And
just so you know, he's doing the same for our boys. Like, of course. Our boys are obviously Bo not yet, but Baker
he
already
he loves the ball, so we got to get him.
And we think he's left-handed.
Yeah, he's a little lefty.
Which can you
So,
imagine if he's
that'd be
left-handed?
crazy, which might be helpful in certain sports.
That's exactly how we talk,
So,
though. Is like,
yep.
so which sports, as I now know, apparently baseball would be
Baseball's
really
huge.
great.
If you're a lefty, it's a great advantage to have, especially as a pitcher.
See, this is just
So-
how this family works, and it's not in a bad way. Like
Nope.
sports literally have brought your family together because you all played sports, the
Right.
5 of you,
Right.
and you would all go to each other's games.
Yep.
Like
That's
it
kinda
was
what
a
we did.
very big thing that brought you all
Saturday, if
together.
there was a BYU football game during the winter, we'd have
yeah.
basketball games. So either my basketball game, Joshua's basketball game, my sisters when they played, Meredith, my other sister, cheered. My youngest brother Noah didn't really get into sports until he's a little older. That can be a whole podcast by itself.
Yes.
It's funny. We'll let him.
I
we'll get
should have
a
him on for
podcast.
that.
Yeah, so he's
Because that
funny.
is hilarious.
But now he's like the most fanatic
Oh, yeah.
BYU fan compared to all of us. He gets insane.
He's very
during games,
heated.
So
And let's talk about, I mean, just how dedicated your family is. You guys would miss other family functions if there was a BYU game.
yeah, we've missed a few. I think
Baptisms.
baptisms, things like that.
Have you missed weddings?
So, I don't think we've missed weddings, but I don't think we've really known enough people to go to enough weddings. We probably
But here's
would.
the other truth. Like your family also knows you do not get married in the fall.
That is
That
the
is
big
like
thing.
a number one rule.
So if it's football season, I'm sorry, but we're not going to a wedding. So especially if it's on a Saturday.
Why do I feel like, isn't that Joshua and Carolyn had to change their date?
Yes.
Because it was going to be
They're
around
gonna
a game.
do it on the Utah game?
Oh no.
So-
And that's exactly, I think it was
Yes.
talked about. And as soon as they
Yes.
realized, they're like, nope, we're done.
We're done.
Never mind.
So-
We're moving it.
Not to
It's
say anything bad, but yes,
bless. Yeah.
it's just a thing.
It
So,
is. So that's why I want everyone to know, like, again,
Yes.
it started from the wee young
From the
years.
womb.
From the womb, exactly. Okay, so obviously football was not the only sport you were interested in.
Yeah, I played pretty much every sport you can think growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Played soccer. I was pretty good at it, honestly. I think it's just because I was a fat kid and I had a lot of power behind me. So I remember one time during a game, I think I was in like 5th grade, but I scored 3 goals. And one of them was from past half field.
Wow.
I just could kick the ball far. So
Dang.
Other than that, I played goalie because I was fat and I was slow. So
We'll get into
I
this.
covered the goal. I covered the goal very well with my body. Played baseball up until I was probably like 10 or 11. I wish I played it a little more. I think I'd been pretty good at it.
Your dad
but
loves baseball,
my dad
too.
loves baseball. I just don't think I ever really got into it, and I bet I would have if I just kept playing it.
Right.
That's because, and the reason I don't think I did is because my 2 main sports are football and basketball.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know this about me. I know I play football, but my favorite sport is probably basketball.
Yep.
If I had 5 inches on me, I would have been playing college basketball right now. We wouldn't have this conversation.
Yeah, this would be a whole different conversation.
This would, but so I played that up until my sophomore year.
Right.
Sophomore year is my last year really playing competitive basketball, and then I just played football throughout high school.
And it was a hard decision. Like
Yeah,
it was getting tough doing both.
Yeah, it wasn't made lightly, and I know most people can do it, but I mean, this can be a podcast by itself too. My sophomore and junior year were kind of a hard time in my life, so I think I just needed to take time off, and I needed something to kind of relieve a lot of stress. So I just took basketball off and just kind of got into lifting weights. That's really when I honestly started lifting weights.
Really?
As a little bit, but I knew my future, my chance of playing collegiate sports is probably in football, so that's why I kept playing football. So
at this point, when you made that decision, what position? Because it was your junior year, right?
Yes.
Or was it the sophomore year? What position were you playing?
So in football. So sophomore year I played tight end. And then so I was a pretty chunky guy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they let me play tight end because I was pretty slow and not very mobile, but I guess I could do the job well. Then junior year, they just needed more offensive linemen, so I played pretty much all 5 positions on the line: the center, guard, and tackle on both sides. And right after my junior year, I hated playing offensive line. Like it was the worst. So I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it. I wanted to touch the ball. Wanted to be able to make more plays. And I played defensive line a little bit. I enjoyed defensive line. But offensively, I just could not do it. So between right after my junior year and the next 3 or 4 months, I think I lost 40 pounds or so.
Oh my gosh.
And I got pretty skinny, but I think mentally I was like, I'm not playing offensive line again. So my senior year, I played tight end and D end again.
Okay. So at that point, you were snapping.
Yeah. So I picked up snapping actually in like 9th grade.
Okay. And why was that?
We were at, speaking of BYU, we were at the Fan Fest.
Yeah.
Meet the Players night. And we're talking to a former player named Ben Criddle. Shout out to Ben Criddle. He's a sports analyst now, but he was just talking about how he wished he would have gone back and been a long snapper. So, and at this point, I kind of knew what it was, but I was like, yeah, whatever. So me and my dad started searching what a long snapper is, what kind of they do, and kind of how to get into it. So I think my 8th or 9th grade year, we started going to a bunch of camps with a not a company, but just a group called Coles. They did a lot of kicking, punting, and snapping. They were mainly kicking, honestly, but they had a few snapping coaches that kind of helped out. So that's where I kind of started getting into snapping and trying to learn how to snap and what makes a good snapper. And honestly, the first year was pretty rough. Like, it was hard for me to learn. I got frustrated. I remember I was trying to snap in my backyard, and I kept just skipping it across the ground. I remember literally kicking the football, and I was like, I don't want to do this. It sucks. So it's hard. So it's
we'll get into it. We're going to talk about those mechanics because that definitely makes sense.
But starting when I played football my sophomore year in high school is when I started seriously, like, taking it serious. So I went to more Coles camps. I practiced more. And that's what I did throughout high school is I snapped on field goals and punts.
So you basically, on your senior year, you were in the game for a lot of time.
Yeah, especially the beginning of the season. I played D end, started at D end, started at tight end, and did long snapping. Dang. So I think I was on punt return too. So the only times I got to take off were kickoff and kickoff return. That was about it.
You were spent by the end of those games.
So luckily I was in decent shape.
Shout out to Olympus.
Yes.
Olympus High.
Go Titans.
Go Titans. I think what our claim to fame is you played my high school. Clearly not when I was there, but we lost.
Yeah. Yep. I think we kicked your butt pretty good.
Did you get a concussion at that one?
They sort of. I got on a punt, actually. I was running downfield, and I got hit pretty good.
Dang.
And I was out of it for a little bit, so they took me back just to see, but they let me go back in the second half because they thought it was okay. But apparently I was acting pretty weird in the first half.
Oh, no.
So maybe I did have a concussion. They just let me go back in, which is good. But.
Well, Northridge Knights. Hopefully we're doing better. I don't know. I have not followed
I haven't
followed them. Okay. So your senior year, you're finishing.
Yes.
Where does recruiting happen? What happened at that point to get you to BYU?
So I think it was at the end of my junior year, beginning of my senior year. I went to a few Coles camps, and then I just gave my film to Coach Whitehead. Shout out to the OG.
Olympus's head coach.
Head coach. And he sent film to a couple teams just because he had a few connections, and he sent it to BYU because he was a GA there for a few years, so he knew Bronco. And he just sent film like, hey, we got a snapper. Just be interesting to see if you'd be interested in having him come and try out for you guys or things like that. So Bronco was like, yeah, sure. So I went to something called Junior Day, which is when a bunch of upcoming seniors go. They kind of show off their skills, kind of play different positions. It's just a day of playing football pretty much. So I went to Junior Day. You spend the whole day pretty much. I was doing all the tight end drills, D end drills. And at the end, everybody's leaving. And then I go up to Coach Papinga, who was the one that was mainly recruiting me, and just pretty much snapped right in front of him. And it was funny because the person I was snapping to was Skylar Southam. He was getting recruited there too, but he was going to punt.
We love them.
But Skylar's, shout out to him too. He's a good guy. Yes. Yep. We snapped in front of them, probably had 10 or 15 snaps, and they liked what they saw. So they pretty much said, hey, we want you after your mission. So just whenever you get back, let us know, and we'll plan on having you. So throughout my senior season, they sent me a bunch of letters. Coach Papinga sent me handwritten letters, making sure he knew that, or making sure that I knew that he was expecting me there and wanted me there. So
now we can talk about, you had other schools interested in you.
yeah. So I went to, especially I think the biggest school, there's like a few others like Dixie, I guess Utah Tech now, whatever
All
it's
right.
called. But, the biggest one was actually Auburn. I got a lot of letters from them actually. And, so I went to their little special teams camp they had and, performed pretty well, but I was talking to them the whole time and, they asked me, they're like, "You're from Utah, right?" I was like, "Yep." And they're like, "Are you a Mormon?" And I was like, "Yep, sir." I go on one of them missions. I was like, "Yes, sir." So, he's like, "Okay, we'll continue to talk to you." But honestly, my dad and I think they were ready to offer me if I was not going on a mission, which is pretty cool to think about. Honestly, like it would have been cool to go there, but at the same time, it worked out like it was supposed to because I met you.
Oh, thank you.
I always tell people that. I'm like, yes, football is awesome, but it was just the vehicle to get me to meet McKenna, and that's all that matters.
I love you.
It worked out good. Serve missions.
If
you're a member,
yes.
and especially if you're a male, serve missions. They work out well.
They really do.
The timing, everything. The Lord will watch out for you. So.
My heart. Okay, I just lost my train of thought there. Okay. That drink.
Yeah, it's
that
the ice.
Sun-kissed.
Sounds like a commercial.
Oh, okay. I know where I was going. Okay, so before you left on your mission, we kind of talked about this in our other episode.
Yes.
At that point, you had committed.
Yeah.
You were still in high school, but you graduated early.
Yep.
And you committed as a walk-on.
Committed as a walk-on. So it's called a PW. I was about to say POW. That's different. PWO, so preferred walk-on. They're a little different than walk-ons. Normal walk-ons just come to walk-on tryouts the first day of school. And if they like you, you go on. Preferred walk-ons, pretty much, we want you there, but we just don't have a scholarship.
Right.
Or most I'll talk about this later, but most special teamers, so kickers, punters, and snappers usually come on as preferred walk-ons. Just because they don't want to waste a scholarship on a kicker, punter, snapper compared to a linebacker, quarterback they need, which is fine. Yeah. So committed as a preferred walk-on, and just ready to go. Yeah.
So you went on your mission.
Yep.
You came home. We got married.
Yes.
And at that point, we can talk about this. It was a little undecided at that point. You weren't sure if you decided. I mean, it's been 2 years.
2 years, didn't really have any contact with any coaches. Plus,
Bronco
2016,
left.
Bronco left. So I didn't have much communication with anybody. So I was kind of just there. Yeah. Just living my life.
And then I still remember the day that you got a call.
Yep.
Talk. Was it from Gavin?
Yeah, it was Gavin, yep.
So Gavin Fowler.
The man.
You love him, you know him.
The man, so.
Calls you and says, "Can you get to fall camp?"
Yep. And this was the day before.
The day before.
It's like, sure.
And it kind of was made up your mind right there, because at that point you're just like, well, I just don't know if I'm going to do this anymore. And you had to go in. You had to go do stuff for school. Yep. You had to go do stuff. I feel like there was a physical or something. There was
physical,
everything within the day.
Yes.
Because that was midday that you got a call.
Yep. So the next day it was there.
Oh my gosh.
That was crazy. I'd snapped a little bit with you, but I hadn't really.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that real fast. Yeah. We're going to talk about obviously the long snapper here, but clearly everyone on the specialized teams have a purpose and are good at what they do. Even the holders. Yep. Right before, it must have been, was it before you got the call or after?
I think it was before. I think we were just
snapping.
Yep.
To this day, that is the last time I ever, quote unquote, caught one of your snapped balls. And I have not, nor will I ever do it again, because I still think I got my ring finger.
I think you broke it.
If it wasn't broken, it was fractured.
Bad.
We were so bad. It was all bruised, it was my ring finger. So it just it was swollen.
I think you just got the tip of the ball right on the finger, right on the tip of the finger.
Again, shout out to the holders out there in the world, because your job is hard, especially when you're getting a snapped ball from Britton, because he does not hold back. And I even would say, "Britt, can you go a little softer?" And you would say, "No,
Yeah.
I can't go soft.
I'm not going to practice soft.
Seriously. Yeah. So that's where I was like, this isn't going to work. Okay.
Yeah.
I am not a good holder.
So we got
I'm
targets.
a great cheerleader and we got targets. And I stood there and I would fetch the ball for you, basically.
Yep.
Sorry. Okay. Go back. So you're in camp. Okay. And then that starts us on the whole trip.
Yep.
But let's go back more. Let's talk about what is a long snapper. And we looked it up and you told me it's fairly new.
So it's, I
Not
guess.
so fairly. I mean, that's like talking about core power fairly new.
Of course, kind of background in football, you have certain positions. Offense and defense has their own positions. But special teams, you have bunch of players that play offense and defense that can kind of play within certain roles of the special teams. But within that, you have players called specialists.
There you go.
Specials.
We call them specials.
Yeah, we're special. Specialists, and that consists of the punter, the kicker, and the snapper. So punting and kicking has probably been around a lot longer than snapping. It's been more specialized. That's all you do. If that's what it means by specialized. Kickers and punters probably been around since the 60s, 70s, especially once field goals and punting have really been more specialized as well. And the snapper, honestly, they've had long snappers, but it really didn't become a specialized position where they only had one person on the team do it until probably about 20, 30 years ago. And that was because there was a bunch of games where either the backup linebacker or backup lineman would go in and just try to snap it, try to get it back to the punter or kicker. And it didn't work out so well.
Right.
One instance was in the 93 or 94, it was the NFC Championship, but San Francisco's long snapper, I think it was a backup lineman, just skidded it across the ground. They tried to make a field goal to make the Super Bowl. And it was the Giants, I think, skidded right across the ground, and they didn't get the field goal, so they didn't go to the Super Bowl. So it's pretty wild, but there was a lot of instances like that. So about 20, 25 years ago, they started specializing within that, and long snappers were kind of born. They were born. They were kind of made known. So there was a lot more.
We looked it up. The first one who was on a roster as a long snapper was, I don't know what their team is now, but at the time it was the Redskins. Yeah. The Commanders.
R.I.P. to the Redskins. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, Washington. Okay.
Yes.
So they were the first team in
1978 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. We just 70s. Looked it up. I can't remember. So
first roster position as a long snapper.
So, and on NFL rosters, there's only 3 specialists: kicker, punter, and snapper, since you only have 53 players that are available to play.
So the holder usually is another position.
Usually is the punter. And most times, yep. So it can be a quarterback, but most times the punter. And the reason they do that is because as a special teams, you're always with each other. While everybody's killing themselves during practice, we're kind of just dorking around most of the time. So
and again, it's because you guys do one thing, and even hard. They know you can't just sit there.
You can't do it for 2 hours. I mean, you can have problems when you do it for too long. I mean, people get hurt, especially when kicking and punting is a violent motion.
Oh my gosh.
It's preferred that you have a punter as your holder because it's easier to practice with them.
Right.
And they usually have good hands. They have to catch a punt anyway, so they usually have decent hands.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah. I would not be a great holder then or punter.
That's okay.
Sorry,
That's why you're a good cheerleader.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, that is what I said. I will always be a cheerleader.
You're a good cheerleader.
Okay, so the mechanics of a long snap or short. Okay, but yes, what are you doing?
There's a lot that goes into it. So I like to compare it to either a golf swing or a pitch. So your goal is to get it from point A to point B. So the mechanics of a long snap consist of one, you are like a center, you're bent over in a position. It sounds kind of weird saying it that way, but you are bent over.
We're talking about sports here, people.
And you're grabbing the ball like you're throwing it under your legs. So you got one hand, your dominant hand, I guess you could say, like you're throwing the ball, and your left hand's on the other side of the ball, kind of guiding it.
But you're your hands are up a little bit further. So you're not just like you're a holdover.
Most snappers will have their hands above their head. That's the goal. And the reason you do that is because there's a lot of sciencey things that I could go into, but I won't because it will take too long. But essentially, getting the ball over your head creates a lot more centripetal force, meaning that you'll get a lot more speed on your ball. And it's a full body motion. I mean, it's not just your arms. You're using your core. You're trying to brace your core as much as possible. You're using your lats. You're trying to open your lats as big as possible. And your hands are trying to get as quick as possible through that snap, but also you're trying to elongate it to make sure you're getting as much force and power as possible to get it back there. And your goal is just to get it, from point A to point B. So there's 2 snaps, I guess you have. So short snaps and long snaps. Long snaps consist of about a 14 to 15 yard snap, and you're snapping to the punter. This is usually on punt when you're on 4th down. You're in your own territory. You just need to punt the ball away. And that snap, your main goal, first of all, is to get it to the punter, but you want to get it to hopefully his right hip or his dominant hip, whatever he's going to kick with. And the reason that you want to do that is because right there is where the punter usually drops the ball, and it's easiest for him to get his mechanics going at the right hip. It's not bad to have it a little higher, a little lower, but you don't want it super low or super high because it can mess with the punter.
Right.
And then short snaps, that's on field goals or PATs, point after touchdown. And those usually consist of 7 to 8 yard snaps. NFL is about 8 yards on average. College, most teams do 7. You can have anywhere between there. And the main goal on that is to make sure you're getting it to your holder at a decent height. Some holders like a little lower, a little higher, but the main point I like to try to hit is their forearm, because their forearm's down. And that one's a little harder actually, because not only are you trying to get it in a good place, you're trying to get laces correct.
Right.
Because kickers do not like when they kick the laces. So when you see the laces on the ground, that is not the holder's fault. They're always going to blame the snapper. At least coaches are. So that's one thing we work on a lot, is changing how we grip the ball, how much revolutions we can get on the ball so it can move up an inch, move back an inch. There's a bunch of things that can go into that. But our main goal is to, get it in a good place for the holder to catch it, but also for him just to catch it, put it down, the laces are forward. Yep. You're kicking that. And that's all happening within about a second.
You have to time it. Like it has to be all within under a second.
Yep. So a field goal, you mostly want about 1.2, 1.3 operation time. So that's from snap to kick. 1.2 more likely in the college and the NFL. That seems really quick, but once you're in a game, it goes by super quick. So it's
well, like you said, it's one swift motion. As long as everything is correct.
As soon as the holder flashes, the kicker's moving, the snap's going back. So it's got to be precise. And then punt, you have a little bit more room for error, but at the same time, you don't. Because athletes in college and NFL are fast. So if you don't get that correct, then they can block it. So in punts, you kind of want the snap to be about 0.6 to 0.7 from snap to catch. And then the whole operation takes you want about 1.9 to 2.1 seconds from snap to kick. Sometimes it depends. If they're having a heavy rush, then you want it a little faster than 1.9. That's about where you want it. But if not, then punters will take their time and get the kickoff. But people don't understand how much operation goes into that. And I just kind of explain the basics of how a snap works. It's kind of hard to explain without seeing it.
Right.
You can say, I'm bent over, I snap the ball through my legs. But it's like a golf swing. You really don't understand all the mechanics that go into it unless you try it.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things that just kind of have to work together to be able to create an effective snap. It's one thing I always like to hold myself to is not only do I want to be effective, but I want to be efficient. Meaning I can be effective, but my mechanics can be off and it can be slowing me down in certain ways. But if I'm efficient, that means I'm doing a good job, but I'm also having good snaps and my mechanics are good and it feels right. Yeah. So that's kind of the goal as a snapper. And I guess any position, you just want to be not only be effective, but efficient in what you do.
Yeah. And see, and I know this, like I've heard this, I've watched this. Yep. And even still, when you're just sitting here saying it, I'm like, holy Hannah.
Yeah.
Like your mind just starts going and you're like, that is insane that we have got it specialized to a position who can all these little pieces to go through that one thing. So yes. And
it's getting to the point now. I mean, there's a bunch of snapping coaches throughout the U.S. The one I will shout out to, Special Teams U, Coach Stelter.
We love Coach Stelter.
Does a great job. Works with a bunch of NFL, college, even high school snappers. So if you're listening
highly
to this,
recommend.
go to him. I mean, he honestly, for the price you pay, is a pretty good deal for how much he teaches you, what he gives you.
It's very also inclusive. He's really good at being one-on-one with you.
One-on-one, he'll do anything for you. So I like him because he goes over the science of a snap. It's not just, oh, you got to do this to get from point A to point B. He teaches you why we snap a certain way, the mechanics, the kinesthesiology of how your body moves, why you do that, and what makes a good snap. So if you like being taught, and he's not, I mean, he's nice, but he'll tell you if you're doing something wrong, which I enjoy. So if there's any snappers listen to this, if not, if you have a son who wants to play football growing up, that's your guy to go to.
Yep.
I'll get you right.
Coach Shelter, if you'd like to sponsor this episode, just kidding. Yep. Special Teams Deal.
Yep.
We do love him.
So,
he's a good one.
I feel bad. I haven't been able to work with him for a while because we've had boys and it's been a little busy. But
we did. That was our baby moon, though.
It was.
We went to snapping camp in Florida.
So it's good.
It was great.
It was a good time.
Oh, okay, sorry, we're getting off track. Okay. So you kind of touched on it earlier of like when you were saying how the laces, right?
Yep.
They might blame it on the holder or whatnot. So, but it is the snapper. So that's why is it good not to know who the long snapper is?
Yep.
It means they're doing their job.
It means they're doing their job. It's a very, very, very thankless position. When you're doing your job right, you do not get any praise. You don't get any gratitude for what you do. But if you do your job wrong, it's just don't do your job wrong. I'll say that.
Okay, here's my little thing. And I knew, I was going to say this. This is why anyone can totally be a snapper. You can totally learn those mechanics that Britton just talked about. But here's why I think Britton is 1 in a million snapper. Again, I know he's my husband, but I legitimately asked you this about, it was right before fall camp started this year. Maybe, and it was soon. And so I just basically, I think I asked something along that line of like, what do you think what are you here to do? And you basically said, I am going out there to make Jake or Ryan look good. Mm-hmm. And Jake is our kicker. Ryan is our punter. Yes. And I could not believe that's how you answered it. Like nothing about you. It's, I am here to make Jake and Ryan look good. I'm here to make Justin or Cash look good. Yep. And that is exactly the mindset you have to have. I told you today, it's like as a long snapper, you have to have basically a healthy ego to know, okay, I can go do this. I will do this for you. Yes. And I will get you where you need to be as whatever that position is. And also like you're there for the team. Yes. But you have to also have a healthy humility because just like you said, it's very often looked over, and that's okay. Like you said, you've been able to take it and know that's okay. Because I know I helped with that in my own little way. Right. And here's also my other little shout out is because of that, you are an amazing person already. Thank you. But as this position, even more, you're able to go out and maybe there are people out there who don't know who the long snapper is, but I can guarantee you that every single player, every single coach, even random equipment guys, sorry, they're not random. They do have a big job too, but random, people who come and help with a team know who you are. And that's because you just exude that I'm here not for myself. I'm here to help everyone else. And I think that's what makes a great long snapper.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate that.
That was my little thing. Little shout out. I love you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
She's not going to be able to focus.
No, I can't. I just, it is your senior year.
Yep.
And, your plans, we've talked about this. Of course, you want to declare for the draft. Mm-hmm. Now, the statistics of long snappers getting drafted.
Yeah, it's not good.
And it's not because they don't need them. It's because
it's the same thing as recruiting from high school to college. They would rather spend their scholarship, which would be comparable to a draft pick, on a position that they'll probably use. Mm-hmm. So most of the time, most snappers get picked up as undrafted free agents. meaning they try out for a team. And if they are good enough, they can beat out the other snapper, then that job's theirs.
Yep.
And that, I bet, is about 99% of the time most snappers get picked up in the NFL that way.
Well, and then here's the other thing. You also told me most of the time you're not even going to get onto a team unless someone's injured or someone retires, because you don't get touched as a long snapper.
Yep. So
it's also a little illegal.
I was about to say, it is illegal, and it's a nice thing is you don't get your body beat up. The only time you're really touched is if you're running downfield on punt.
Right.
I guess yes. But it's not. You're not doing it 50, 60 plays a game.
No one's coming for the snapper.
I'm about to say
they're going for the ball.
10,
yeah.
If you hit, it's maybe 5-10 times a game, but it's nothing serious. You're not a linebacker just smacking your head against a running back, things like that. So it's very good position if you want longevity in the NFL.
For sure.
You're good at it.
And that's why it is harder, because people are in it for years.
Yep. Some people are in it for years, and some teams just, just don't need snappers. I mean, last year there was no snappers drafted, and I don't think one single snapper from last year's draft class got really picked up by a team. So
what year was it? There were 2 in the draft,
and that's 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yes, and you said they must really need a snapper, because that does not happen.
You don't waste a draft pick on a long snapper. So the only time you do is either on a kicker and punter, because those are a lot. Those guys get you points.
Yeah.
But, snapper, they can just pick up as an undrafted free agent. So,
and like I said, that could still be a whole nother episode, is the entire specialized team, because it's the same thing, kind of like you said, it's one thing, one motion, one continuous thing that you have to get down. And it's so incredible that all you guys could just sit there and just do the same thing.
You got to fall in love with mundanity. So it's the same thing over and over again. But I think that's the nice thing about it, is you can just find ways to improve, no matter how small they are. I think that's what you got to kind of keeps you going. So, because after a while it can get boring. So you got to make it fun somehow. Right. Find ways to make it exciting.
Like, what do you guys usually play? Snapping golf,
punt golf.
Punt golf. Sorry.
So, no, it's okay. It's a little game we play. It's pretty much what it sounds like. So it's golf, but you use a football and you punt it. And lately, me and Austin have been trying to change the rules because we don't punt well. So to equal it out, we make all our putts long snap. So you have to hit the target with a long snap instead of a punt. So that usually equals the field a little bit.
Wow.
Because it's like when you have a great short game, but you can't hit the driver, but the other players can hit the driver all day long. You just got to equal it out a little bit.
I'm really impressed that you did not include golf in your list of sports, but maybe it is because you got into it more now. I think
it's more of a hobby. I did play it growing up, but I never played it competitively. And I always tell you this, but that's one regret I have, is not getting into golf more when I was younger.
And that was the regret I had, was getting into golf and not softball or volleyball.
We just switched roles.
Yep.
It's okay. It worked out.
Sorry,
I
love you, Dad. Doing it for my dad.
That's what I was about to say. Me and your dad,
basically, he didn't get with me.
Professional golfers.
He got with you. So
we're working on ourselves, working on our game a little bit.
Oh my goodness. Well, sweetie, we did it.
That's crazy. We did that pretty fast.
We did, compared to our other episode. But this is really good. And for anyone out there, because, Munch and Mingle is probably getting all the way out to recruiters, because this is a very hot podcast for that. Britton Hogan, look him up.
I'm on there somewhere. I think I got a profile on BYUCougars.com and ESPN.
Nice.
So,
but also, like you said earlier, if anyone wants to get into football, look up long snapping academy. You don't have to be the quarterback. You don't have to be the linebacker.
Yep. I always tell people you can always play college football, whether it's D3, D2, D1. But if you really want to play D1, look in the long snapping, especially if you're not the most freakish athlete on your team. You can learn how to long snap.
Yeah.
So
I love you. Thank you so much for coming to do this.
Of course.
It was such a great episode. And like I said, I still feel like I'm learning new things every time we talk about it.
That's good.
All right. And thank you to you, whoever you are, wherever you are. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. Britt appreciates it. Please go out there, send this about whoever you think might need to hear this. And also, if you want to get to know Britton more, you can go find him on Instagram at, wait, I'm not on social, but I'm going to remember, HoagieBear87.
Good job. Yep.
Love the name.
I got to change it.
Oh, it's great. He's not great at posting, but still, he is great at replying to DMs.
That's right. Depends on, I
think
so.
If you are a high schooler out there who needs any help, you've got a bunch of friends.
That's true. That's true.
And I love that.
That's true.
That's what makes you you.
Thank you. You
are going to be an amazing coach, teacher one day. I love it. Okay. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye. Bye.